Good morning, bro. Okay, before I start, I'll pause this for you. What's up? Live reaction. Let's see. Who's friendly friends? That's Philly and Adam's YouTube channel. Oh, I know what this is. I know what this is. I seen it on TikTok last night. Holy shit, I wanted to talk to you about it. Thank you so much for reminding me. Yes. Dude, what the fuck? All right, can I be real? The animations are honestly not that bad. The animations are really not that bad. Like this fucking the vaulting. Like they're really not that they're not bad, which this is Lies of P if it was good. Lies of Pooh, yeah, true. Let me go see what the item said. Consumed to increase vitality and steps. So I guess over time. Bro, this is gold. Yeah, true. But honestly, this game's a little bit unrealistic because they have food on the tables and on the ground. Like the food looks way too clean. Yeah, Ariel, you would probably love playing this game. What the fuck? Oh shit. Dude, like I'm honestly not gonna cap. Whether it's a bit or not, the animations are really not that bad. This guy says Dark Souls style combat, starting area is the slums. First thing he does is assault a woman. Oh, dude. Game starts off with them killing a woman, a child, and a police officer. That is true. That is true. Did he actually kill a child? Is that a child soldier? And then this game also signifies Indian corruption at its finest. Because you have the cops protecting gangsters. And then you overall got your big fat daddy. Wow. I did see this. What the hell? Why they had to do that? This looks like one of the mobile game trailers. Wow. Does PlayStation have a thing today?
We're on day 23. Oh, and this is log number 1. I've been holed up with this drone in my plane's cabin for the last few days.
Oh my goodness, have we crashed? Is every person
Looks like that one game where you play as like a Firewatch. Yeah. I'm excited for Indian Souls. Indian Souls. I also want to do this too because this game is very loud. I'm gonna fill you. Last night I got to one of the, I'm not gonna say climactic parts, but one of like the main story changing. Like pretty much the biggest story development part in respect to Gone. Like Kite and Hunter x Hunter. Bro, Kite got fucking flat out embarrassed by P2. Absolutely fucking embarrassed. Come on, man. To get to the part where Hisoka finally has his way with Gon. Almost. That part when they were in They were on Greed Island, and Hisoka was walking behind them, and Gon fucking said, "Walk in front." Like, bro, they started making that shit weird. They started making that fucking shit weird, bro. Like, bro, Hisoka just wants to fight. Bro just wants to fight. He just wants to fight the strongest. But fucking hell is that motherfucker weird. But the way how they revealed Kite to be dead was honestly fucking crazy. And I really like the way they're handling the juxtaposition of it all. Fucking Gon said, "Don't worry, Gon says, "Don't worry, he's still alive." There's no way he let that thing beat him. And then literally the next frame is fucking P2 sitting cross-legged with his head just sitting there, talking about how she wants to chill him, so that way she can bring him back to life, bro. That shit's sickening. And I think that's one of my favorite aspects about Hunter x Hunter is because they do a very good job in comparison to everything else, possibly even One Piece, on how you know when the character's strong. Like Nin is so good for being a fucking Nin is so good as a power scale. They do a good job with that. Yeah, 100%. I agree. And it's like so far the only motherfuckers with like true plot armor is Gon and Killua. Well, I mean, honestly, the main four. I mean, it was like the only ones that had plot armor. I mean, obviously for good reason, but outside of that, ain't nobody in that motherfucker's meant to be fucked with.
The Xeno archives. Even years later, I still dreamt of them. A tree riddled with eyes. A slaughter of bipedal vertebrates. The bed being swallowed by tentacles.
I'm not even gonna say it's like a I'm not gonna say it's annoying, because I really haven't gotten too far, and I think I understand why. But the only thing that I'm really not liking is like the show is built up about teaching you, and everybody is continually learning about how to fight better with Nin, how to use Nin, and just how to use their powers in general, just more effectively. Like even the masters are still learning, or still, you know, Hunter x Hunter is basically like a humongous learning arc for everybody, and that's one reason why I like it. But the thing I really don't get is like you go through all these episodes and all these stories with people learning how to use Nen and what you can do with Nen just for the ants to just come out of it. Like to just come out knowing what it is, knowing how to use it. And I think and then it's like was Nen really this hard to use, or is it strictly 100% based on the power of will? So I mean, I kind of get it because not all the ants, well, pretty much all the ants are able to use Nen, but none of them actually know what Nen is until they start talking about it telepathically. But like once they ate Pakul and then Remat discovered what Nen is, that was it. Like, and then fucking P2 was birthed, and that was a wrap. Like, P2 is, as of right now, the strongest in the verse. Confirmed by Netero, Nove, and Mel, I think his name is. So it's like, what the fuck? It's like the ants are kind of busted, and it's kind of a weird choice because it's like Nen is supposed to be a thing where you learn how to do it. Everyone learns their own way of using Nen, which I guess, you know, goes to my point to where I guess it's just because the ants now have human genes in them, they're going to develop personality, and then they're going to develop ways that they want to use their individual Nen. So I mean, it is kind of annoying, and then, you know, it kind of takes everything away that's been built up, because it's like, to your point, it's one of the best shonens ever because nobody's overpowered, but yet like the ants are overpowered. They're bigger than humans. They're better than humans. They're stronger than humans. They're smarter than humans. They can reproduce. They can reproduce more than humans. They can quite literally build the best in slot ant, which is going to be the king. Without it, there isn't much of a story to be told, but logistically, it doesn't make much sense. Yeah, it does make sense. And then it's like, and then because I looked it up yesterday, because it kind of bothered me, but yet I was, but like everybody was like, oh, it's up to your interpretation of how they learned it. Like, no, like a show that goes so deep into their power scaling, that part specifically, Nen should not be, and how the strongest antagonists get to know Nen should not be a fucking plot hole or anything left up to fucking your imagination. That it shouldn't be like that. So but the only thing that I can say is that they're basically probably just going to use Pakul to learn what it actually is and go deep into it, and then P2 trying to resurrect or reincarnate Kite, so then maybe they'll learn more with Kite. So I agree, it's why I still consider it mid at the end of the day. Very high mid, but it still falls into any reason to keep the story going, even if it kind of breaks slow. Yeah, 100%. And it's like that's another reason why I enjoy One Piece so much, is because while yes, it's long, and yes, the pacing is, you know, the pacing could be 100,000% better, Right? I mean, the show could definitely be cut down to maybe 800 episodes. Because even One Piece is still fucking 600 to 700 episodes where it's currently at right now. So it's like, well, yes, it can be cut short, but I love the way that they develop these things. And I love the way that just nobody can, that not like anybody can't just have hockey, or like anybody just can't have their dragon fruit mastered, or not anybody can, you know, awaken their fucking dragon fruit at a fucking whim. It's all explained. You know why this person did it. You know why this happens this way. You know how they got there. You know how they got it. But it's like you get to the ants, and it's like obviously the ants aren't dumb, but yet it's like you have this massive plot hole, and it's like why the fuck is essentially a newborn baby? And it's like how the fuck is essentially a newborn baby stronger than the chairman of the Hunter Association? How? Motherfucker's been knowing Nin for 5 minutes. And it's for one, a specialist, and two, the strongest in the verse. So far, the only known specialist is fucking Kurapika. And even Kurapika has to reach certain requirements to even be a specialist. It's just weird, bro. It's a weird choice. It's a very weird choice. The strongest N is now the weakest one since the newborn. No, yeah, I 100% get it. I would 100% get that, and I would appreciate that aspect even more if let's just say the first ant to learn Nin learns how to use it like pro hunters do, but they don't. So basically, you know, with that, like using that logic, which I do agree with, it's like the ants are just arbitrarily getting stronger and stronger and stronger with Nin as they produce more, which doesn't make sense because that isn't how Nin that isn't how one gets stronger with Nin. Because Nin isn't a gift. It's already been established that every human can learn Nin. But it takes a lot of resolve and it takes a lot of practice to master Nin. And that's what I don't like about the ants. Like P2 literally came out to knowing N, which is the one where they can basically like sense out everyone. She came out learning N and being able to use N to scan the entire fucking island. Is Kite your favorite character? No. No. If I have to be honest, I'm not gonna say Kite was a waste of a character, but I do feel like he wasn't embedded enough, and he wasn't embedded enough in the story to actually get a connection with Kite. And then it's like the whole purpose of Gon's story is to find Jing. The closest person to finding Jing is Kite, and he literally gets fucking off-screened. And then Kite is like a fucking 5-minute mentor within the series. I feel like Biscuit Kruger played more of a role in helping Gon and Killua get where they are versus Kite. Honestly. And and to answer your question, my favorite character is Gon. Because I truly do feel that Gon is a great character. And at the end of the day, like I always hear this argument about Gon being a bad kid that does good things, or Killua being a bad kid that does, you know, a bad kid that does good things. I don't believe in that. I just feel like I can't take Gon seriously. I just see a little ass Goku. I agree with that, but at the same time, Gon has been through a lot. He has seen a lot, but at the end of the day, he is still a child. And the series continuously plants that Gon and Killua are still children. Like, they're 12 years old, 13 years old. And it's like children always see the best in somebody. Always see good. And Gon is very, very, very motivated as a child to get better, to see his father. That's why I like Gon. Let's see.
Gon, I love Israel. I love Israel, Gon. Gon, I love Israel. Israel. Gon, I love Israel.
But yeah, I just low-key feel like Kite wasn't utilized enough in the story, as it pertains prevalent to you know, the overarching story, which is Gon wanting to find Jing. I feel like that could have been done much better.
Shadow Tower did. So long ago.
Why has my transfer been delayed? I have ways to deal with that. Delusions? No, they're helping me stay balanced. I've made a lot of progress. What is everyone expecting to find? If they shine a light at me, they'll see the shadow they expect every time.
I remember that day. I wish I'd seen it.
Oh, hell.
The song is so loud. I have to silence it.
Ooh, what a nice design.
The song. Why are you playing it?
I love this boss. Any boss that incorporates music into their moves, fucking hell. Oh my god. Yes, holy shit. That was close.
Finally. Silence. It was too much. Too much.
Thematically, this game is Interstellar with the Ridley Scott and H. Geiger coat of paint. It's cool as hell. Yeah, 100%. %. Yeah, they nailed everything in this game. They nailed it. Now we in the cold.
This isn't. No, it is. The same coordinates as the desert. I recognize the mountaintop, but where are the rune structures and Helios? When are we? Beginning descent of the glacier. I don't know which attempt this is. It's becoming reassuring. Despite knowing the promises ahead, I'm having difficulty relinquishing the technology. There are certain sacrifices I do look forward to re-experiencing. But I feel as though something at the bottom is rejecting me.
What did these even do? Hold on, I didn't know what. Oh, okay. Got it.
This is where the hive mind retrofitted their autonomous machines, altering each one with a new purpose. Kill the severed brethren. I still remember that phrase. And I feel myself altering too. Then it becomes irresistible. If I can reach the depths, I can destroy what destroys me. I'm stronger than the severed and the cycle.
Yeah, I'll buy one. Shit. True. True. That's why it literally took me fucking 6 months to get through 3 throwing bark. I couldn't take it anymore.
Another piece of hive mind technology.
Yeah, it's true. I said that. Oh my god, I gotta go do this thing. Fuck. Son of a fucking bitch.
The first key for the vault. Will I unleash the Titans?
Glaciers in my mind ablate into a desert of severed thoughts. I follow their footsteps back to the wheelchair. Once I climb the mountaintop hoping to ascend, soon I will sink in dark waters, transcending as all light is smothered. What wonders I soon will see in that emptiness. I don't know if I like this one. This bitch is weird. Something awakens here in the desert's forgotten past. Whatever caused the cycle might be searching for me. I've had visions and headaches that fracture into future events I've already experienced. I must ignore them and find the means to go deeper into the world.
So what the fuck is it? Dude, so yesterday I was we had dinner at my grandparents' house yesterday. And my uncle, who is a known convicted felon, bro's fucking second home is basically a jail cell. Every conversation that I've ever had with him always starts with, "Hey, I got a question." So yesterday's question proceeds with, "Hey, I got a question. So I got this iPhone off the streets, right? How am I able to use it?" I was like, "Well, was the phone stolen?" "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Bro, you're done. You are not using that phone." Do you notify when you move to the neighborhood? Basically.
I do not wish to leave. On the edge of my sight, sometimes I can see a black sunrise beneath the ocean. When will it break through the surface? I will wait as long as eternity to reach it.
Bro, that was not the second time in my life that man has asked me to fucking to do some fucking illegal sketchy shit for him. When I was a kid, he fucking asked me to piss in a bottle for him because he knew he couldn't pass the drug test. Stop being a rat. I'm not ratting anybody out. There's no names involved. You'd be the one to rat. Dober, bro, this gun is very fucking weird. Like, extremely fucking weird. So I have to get close to them. Well, it's what it seems like. If you ever need a pee in a bottle for a family member and just you haven't truly lived the show, Matt. That is true. Oh, fuck no. Yep.
Severed working together to reach. More symbolic than literal. The severed flooding in. Hive mind retrofitting automatons. Severed wrapping themselves. Both failing ascension.
fuck it, that thing always gets me. What? Holy fuck, dude. Fucking hit with everything at one time. Where did I not go? I think I gotta take that. Oh, look at that fucking health. Jesus. Dude, their move is kind of funny. How do I get there? Bro, how do you get up there? Got the communist guy's back? I guess there's no special way for me to get up there. It's annoying. Am I gonna get a high jump or something? Or a double jump? Nah. Because some of these spots are weirdly placed. And it's like I feel like I can go there, but there's just no way for me how. Man, fuck you. Before I complete Returnal in real life, but the difference is you actually don't return, you just die. Like you belong. Bro, this weapon is not sustainable. Holy fucking god, dude. I low-key hate it. It's even worse. Ow! Oh shit.
It's done. The way is open. But I may have caused the gods to abandon me.
Man, fuck them gods. Am I right, Dilbert? Am I supposed to go down here? Like, what is that? Or do I get this power after the fact? Looks like a portal, no? I mean, yeah, but it looks like water as well. Let's see.
From the gods.
Oh, here we go. No, she's referring to the aliens as gods now.
Then I must accept the burden.
Now she's accepting the burden as if she's some kind of martyr. She's gonna be kitted out. You can now withstand underwater areas. There we go. There we go. Abyssal Scar, and this is cool.
The
deepest of the deep.
So I have a feeling the story of this is that Selena's been trapped in this world for so long. She's assimilated with the xenotypes, aka gods, and all of these xenoglyphs are literally her. I'm assuming.
I recognize all of this. And so I know what awaits at the bottom.
Oh shit. Oh, this is a change. Because of the freaking low grav movement. I'll take that again. Bro, I'm a healthy motherfucker. That's okay. This game is very generous with the heals.
Terminal escape. I descend the final step of the cycle to the fractured sanctum. My shadow follows. Will it sacrifice itself too?
Motherfucker. Oh my. Dude, these are annoying. Fuck, dude. I'll take that one. That was not that bad. Yes, dude. Yes. Thank you, game. Thank you, game. No, but I'm really glad you made me play this game, bro. I really am liking it a lot. Well, Philly, you need to get me a game to fucking play next. That ass. I have played a game each one of my friends recommended me. So far. Bro, that's Halloween. Oh, that's true. That is true. That is true. That is true. Never mind. That is true. Forgot about Ultra Kill. My bad. My bad, bro. Fuck, dude. Testosterone's coming out, bro. Chill. I didn't mean to. Next thing I know, you're gonna call me the N-word. I'm 5 years sober from that? Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it.
Is the astronaut following me? Or am I following it?
Dope is proud of you, but his daughter's making up all the lost time. You know what? I tried being sentimental. Dilbert, this game fucking sucks ass. The only reason why I'm playing it at all is because you showed it to me. Fuck you.
A monument to inevitability.
And Philly, fuck you just cuz. Chat, am I based? Q 50 Cent meme format. Bro, I fucking love that video, bro. Nigga, fuck me for. Another one I really like is that I just said, nigga, fuck your baby. My daughter? Yeah, nigga, fuck that bitch. Yes, yes. That is one of my favorite tropes ever. It's just fucking is rappers that you would never know to be funny, just being so unapologetically funny. And then funny for like funny not even fucking trying. Like Soulja Boy. Like bro, why the fuck is Soulja Boy playing fucking RuneScape all the time? Motherfucker. I've heard of Vince Staples being funny as fuck. Like, bro, we clown on Kanye, but Kanye is the fucking closest thing we'll ever get to that fucking old school Y2K style funny. Dude, a video. And you know what, too? Motherfuckers like to clown on Kanye, especially motherfuckers down here. But hey, that motherfucker was... Kanye was the first fucker to go on national TV and say that George Bush single-handedly fucked the people of New Orleans. George Bush hates black people. Bro, not a single motherfucker to this day has ever pulled some shit like that. Dude, that was the... Bro, when that shit happened, that was the funniest fucking thing ever, dude. Son of a bitch. I really am so curious as to like what's like what is actually going on psychologically with Kanye. Because like, bro.
So far down, it's impossible to see the sun. shut my eyelids, there are scarlet lights staring back. I dive deeper now. But what if I find nothing waiting there? What if the pit continues downwards, never ending, and what remains is a return to Helios?
Yeah.
Another end, another beginning, and my home in the cycle.
It really is sad because like Kanye is genuinely like one of those where you can actually use the so and so made this. Like, Kanye truly is a fucking musical genius, and that dude fell off. This is an enemy. Come on, dude, what the fuck? Jesus Lord. I don't think he pick up pieces of his career anymore. I think the only chance he has to ever be taken seriously again is to take an executive producer role. Yeah, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Oh shit, I need to find something to get rid of these. I don't make. How the fuck did I get two on me?
Beyond the crack in the world, the sleeper of the deep ascends in dangerous dreams. It offered the hive mind answers, but severed them instead. It offered the severed godhood, but crippled them instead. But it has not yet offered me anything. Why does it remain silent? After everything, am I still unworthy?
And honestly, even then, I still think it'll be very hard for Kanye to recoup his career, even as an executive producer. I just think bro is just so far gone. It's like he's seriously over.
Visions from the past.
Now what did I get?
They are exactly the same.
We can now see luminescent orbs, shoot them to reveal hidden platforms.
A new clarity in blindness.
Oh, that's interesting.
I need to talk. I know I keep putting this off, but everything has gone way too far this time. This is the part where I say, I'm sorry. So why don't I feel like I am? I try, but it sounds so hollow. What is this shadow inside me? I've felt this before. I can't describe it except that it feels... If I name it...
So I'm doing like no fucking damage. Because of these stupid ass parasites. Fuck. Or malfunctions. Oh, so I can't fucking overload my weapon. That's awesome. Holy fuck. This is not good. Like, at all. Oh, I don't have enough ether. Fuck. Well, guess I'm just moving on then. Fuck. I'm gonna have to skip that 4. I don't want to risk it. Dude, that enemy's fucking bullets have so much hang time. Once I can start orbital loading again, shit's over. Alright, we surviving. We surviving. But the question is, for how long? Oh shit, there's 2 of them. Oh, come on! Yes. Yes.
Seen the jet black skull behind the visor of the astronaut. I recognize parts of myself within those shadows, fighting to be free. If it can show the world one face, then another. Have I met it before? What was the name that sat on its head? Was it the first one who said, "Do you see the white shadow?"
Yeah. So obviously the astronaut is us because we're a D space astronaut. All of this is a memory, or I should say, a metaphor for like amnesia, forgiveness, something, or forgetfulness, something.
Would it be safe for me to drive afterwards? I had no idea. But what about prep time and recovery? I'm in the middle of a lot right now, so... No. It's... I wouldn't want anyone present. No one can know about this. Everyone is overbearing and controlling, and... I haven't even told a single person about... If they found out I was here, that we were talking...
I wonder if this is also a metaphor for grief. Because she is grieving. Just jump down this as well. Okay. Just go deeper and deeper and deeper. Boss fight!
Guardian of Hades, do you cast the White Shadow?
That face, her face? release me. The objective. Cool. Oh no, I don't have those.
I will go there now, as you will.
I remember everything now. I know why I deserve to be here. The crash. That's why I belong. It's always the crash I return to.
The car crash. It's true. So who died in the who died in the car crash? That she's is it her son? Is this a metaphor for grief and depression over her son Helios that died on the car crash? And she just keeps sinking and sinking deeper and deeper and deeper?
Are you
Yo, what
the
the?
one who brought me here? Is this what you wanted me to see?
Fear the Reaper? She mentioned that before?
Mom? Do you see the white shadow?
White Shadow.
I guess that's the end. Apparently this game has like multiple endings. It's not it, huh? What the fuck? It's apparently there's a true ending. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna get it because of the glyphs. I think getting the glyphs ties everything up. Let's see.
I birthed destruction. I am destruction. For the cycle to end, I must not just remember.
Returnal has more secrets to be found if you dig deeper. Use the device in the cargo bay to find more meaning. Is the one I have no idea. That's not the cargo bay. The textures are all fucked up. I'm not currently in a cycle. Right now, right? Let me see.
Scout log, Atropos. Helios is entirely broken, and I must abandon hope for him. Initially, I thought to merge his systems with those of the Sentients, because maybe these machines would fix him. The brightest minds on the mothership couldn't fathom this, so I can't save him. He's gonna die, and I'll be alone. A moment of hesitation. Now he's gone, and I remain. Did I even survive the initial impact? What What a horrifying life I've walked into. I turn around and notice the front door is already closed behind me before I was even aware that my hand had locked the deadbolt. Mother, I'm home.
Let's see. Because I'll have to end it anyway. Let's see. Returnal endings has a normal ending after defeating the boss, and a true ending that requires collecting some face fragments and completing a final house sequence. Oh. Well, I think I'm just going to read it. I think I'm just going to look it up. Let's see. I think I'm going to just watch it.
I told you to leave me alone.
Celine.
Helios.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start the review here, I guess. So far, all the comments in that YouTube video, they have not a single fucking clue of what's happening in the story, which I would agree. I mean, the story is kind of pretty convoluted. It's there, but it is pretty convoluted. My interpretation of the story is that Celine being stuck on the planet is essentially her just trying to find ways to accept the accident and accept her trauma, and it was a giant metaphor for grief and depression. And I think a lot of the story was pretty embedded into the overall into the different types of interactables in the world itself, particularly in the house. And I think if you don't pay attention to all I think if you don't pay attention to all the small little details within the house, and if I mean yeah, I mean I think if you don't pay I think if you don't pay attention to all those little things and you don't pick up all of the journal shards or whatever, I think it would be very hard to understand what's happening in this game. While I do appreciate the way that they do have the story presented in the game, I I honestly I honestly do think that it is pretty pretentious in the way that in the way that they actually did present it. I mean, I guess obviously it was the way that it was intended, but I do think that I do think that there should have been something to be understood at a surface level, or 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 something to be said to that way. You know, your regular gamer can understand what's actually happening in the game. That's really my take on the story. Really, nothing else to really harp on it. I like the way it was presented. I like discovering and picking and putting the pieces together, and making assumptions. I mean, the game is philosophical in a way, but I think for your general gamer, if they don't pay attention to that and they just play the game, um, it ain't gonna make a whole bunch of fucking sense. And in particular for finishing this game up in 8 hours in PC, also given exactly what's happening with the game and in the story, if the story is presented, I do think I do think that it is fairly short. But the things that I do think that this game really did was, did this story need to be told within a game? Um, yes. I I do think that the story could have been told in the game. I just don't think that it was told in a way for the for the gameplay and the story to be coherent in one another. It's like it really does feel like that the game it does feel like that the game and the story are two completely different concepts. Was a game the best medium to tell the story? I think so. I do think that the story is compelling. I think that the story is compelling. I just don't think that the gameplay. I, I really don't even know how to say it. It's like it's like it. Okay, here's what I can say. Most of the times when you're, I would assume when you're making a story, you come up with the story first and then the game. The game feels like that they came up with the gameplay and then the story came afterwards, just to be just to feel something in. But if you take the two side by side, they don't really mesh well together in the way that the game is presented in itself at all. So that's how I honestly feel about the story. It's like it feels like the overall game. It seemed like they built the game first, and then the story came afterwards. Um, and honestly, I was a bit more, and also I don't think that Celine's story was the right story to tell in this game. I don't. I don't think it was the right story in the game, because you get into this game, and you are you get into this game, and it's as if they're world building, like this alien race, and like in like this big sophisticated civilization of sentient beings that are still alive and still trying to pick up the pieces where it left. And then you have these archives that are picking up the pieces and building as well. But then you have this game about Celine grieving over a car accident the whole entire time. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, which is why I feel like that the game came first and then the story came second. I just don't think it was the right story to tell for the game. Um at all. So I mean that's my piece on the story. I really do feel like that the game would have just been more interesting from a narrative standpoint if they just stuck with a deep space scientist trying to figure out how to get off of a planet, which is essentially what happened in Act 1. Um but then Act 2 came, and then it became grief and trauma. I think I really do feel like that they should have done that. And then it was even more interesting that even after death she was still stuck on the planet. So I mean, I would have thought that they could have done something else with that, because that's the main reason why I was so interested, is because you get into this game about a deep space scientist who crashes, and then she's basically stuck in a perpetual state of, you know, trying to figure out how to get off of it. So yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about that. Um, and then that leads to, and then that leads to the boss fights as well. Going into the story, you fight all these different said bosses, or sentient beings that are still alive, that are, and their stories are being told through these xenoglyphs, it seems. Um, Outside of the convoluted story, the bosses were absolutely fucking amazing. They were awesome. I enjoyed every single one of them. And despite this game being a bullet hell, which, when you play a bullet hell, you typically have, the regular, you typically have the regular frames that developers use in bullet hell games, which is the burst that come in like threes, and then you have the the follows, the heat seeking ones, and then you have the circles that pulse out, and then you have the spiral. But this game used a lot of different style of those bullet hell patterns that I really felt interesting, and they added a lot of they added a good bit of some more depth as to how to fight them, and they added a good bit of challenge. And I appreciate how the developers use the game as it being a third person shooter to be able to use those kind of things. It's like no, in a way, I feel like in a way it'd be cool if if a game like Risk of Rain, used patterns like Returnal did, because a lot of them were really interesting. Even the boss fights designs were really cool. My favorite one was obviously Nemesis, which was the boss that was playing the no, not was that it just does was it Nemesis or Ophion? No, it's Hyperion. Sounds a song. Yeah, Hyperion, sorry. Yeah. Hyperion, the one that played the organ. That was by far my favorite. That one was so cool, and I am a huge sucker for developers that incorporate music into combat for their boss fights. Um, I felt like the bosses were genuinely fair but challenging, and I do feel like, someone who is relatively new to who isn't all that great at shooters, but is good at platforming, would very well enjoy this game. And then that leads me into the overall map design along with the mob designs. I feel like they nailed the atmosphere and the vibe of this game throughout the whole entire time. Like I said, I kept saying I'm getting heavy Prometheus, Ridley Scott style, you know, huge inspiration from those two things, and I I loved it each and every minute. I can go on and on about it, but I'm not for the sake of but it was incredible. It was visually impressive, and not only was it visually impressive, it felt great to play. It felt great to play. The controls were very responsive. The only thing that I do wish that they would have done was dedicated a sprint bar, a sprint button to just regularly sprint versus having to dash. That's my only gripe. Um, other than that, I really have no complaints over the movement. I also feel like that the way that they progressed you to gain the different passives or the different tools that you can get from the aliens was also pretty well paced. Um, I felt like the rooms weren't all that large, and it wasn't a time sink to have to continuously fight mobs over and over again. I enjoyed how every single room where you do get where there are mobs, they don't lock it down, and you're stuck having to fight the mobs to move on. You can actually skip it, which then gets to my point of the QOL of when you die, you can pretty quickly get back to where you were beginning versus the generic roguelike that you would go play where if you die, you quite literally start from the beginning and you have to kill every boss over and over and over again to get back to where you were, which becomes incredibly tedious. So I do appreciate the developers doing that for this game. Which then, and then going back to the level design, I also really liked how not only did they progress, not only did they do a good job at progressing the way that you gain your tools and your permanent abilities throughout the game. I also enjoyed how they also progressed both mob density and mob types. It seems like that when you went from Act 1 to Act 2, they took your standard mobs that you fought before and they evolved them into being a little bit stronger and to be a little bit challenging, but it wasn't too much the way it was overbearing. And I like that a lot. Um, because when you first fight like your first dog style mob in the beginning, they were very easy, 3-shot mobs, and then you fight the ones after, and they're fucking hounding your ass, bullets everywhere. They actually run up to you and bite you, constantly keeping you on your toes. It's like the game expects you to be at a certain level, and if you don't reach a level, then obviously it's up to you just to get good. But in terms of overall progression for a player, I do think that it is pretty balanced. Honestly, I would recommend this game to anybody. I mean, the game is super accessible in terms of gameplay. I mean, even on PC it even had aim assist. So I can only imagine how it is on controller. The controls are very simple. Not too many inputs. The game is very easy to understand. The game is very easy to learn. The game is very forgiving in terms of mistakes. Particularly in the health generation system for a roguelike, or for a game where you go from room to room the game is extremely generous with the healing items. Extremely generous with the healing items. You know, you could, I mean, for instance, I literally think I don't think I don't think I died this entire time I played today. And it was strictly because of the way that I was able to support myself with the amount of heals. So, yeah, I mean, the game is a nice 9 out of 10, honestly. I mean, the worst part about it is the story, but honestly, if you go into this game not wanting a story, just wanting a fun, cool-looking sci-fi game that, you know, has roguelike elements, and you know, you want to get spooked a little bit, this game offers all of it. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to put any more time into this game. I think 8 hours is the perfect amount of time for this game, to be honest. I mean, I can only play a roguelike for so much. I mean, I think I fucking have, yeah, this is my most played, 160 hours. So I wouldn't, I mean, I'm probably not going to put any more time into this. I mean, this game kind of feels like it's done, right? Based on the ending that we got. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that. And in terms of price of this game, if you should buy it, I mean, fuck. I wouldn't spend $60 in this game to be quite frank. Yeah, I would not spend $60 in this game, to be honest. Yeah. I would not spend $60 in this game. The most that I would spend on this game, given that it is incredibly polished and that it does it. I mean, I think this game was presented as a, you know, next gen, as a next gen title for PS5. And I really do feel like the game does offer that next generation feel. But I honestly would not play this game or buy this game, should say, for no more than $30. And that's without a sale. I don't think this game is worth $60 at all. At all. Especially especially as a game that has little to no story, and you're basically buying a AAA polished indie title. Fuck no. $60 is not worth the cost of this game. Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, the game to me is still a 9 out of 10 in terms of gameplay. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to play it anymore, but you know, the game still was really good. It still was very interesting. It still was super intriguing. I had a great time playing it. And this is me coming from Lords of the Fallen. This game fucking dumpsters all over that piece of shit. I wouldn't even fucking pay $1 to play it, to play that game. Is it multiple endings? Yeah, it's got 2 endings. It's got 2 endings, a normal ending and a true ending. Both make absolutely no fucking sense. $1 an hour for a AAA game. That's my mantra. Yeah, I agree. I agree. What was next? I don't remember what we rolled. I think Ninja Gaiden's next. I think we rolled Ninja Gaiden next. So yeah. Ooh, I can play this demo. I download that, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to play demo. I don't know if I want to play a demo. Yeah, that was next. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Like fucking, I looked at it. I was like, yeah, yeah, I'll probably definitely enjoy that game. But let's go ahead. Well, no. Fuck. How long I got? I'll probably beat Ninja Gaiden next week. Well, let's do a roll. All right. Returnal's on there. I'm gonna take these two off. Well, I'm gonna leave Gloomwood on. Yeah. So, oh, and also, I did want to say too, since YouTube's been watching on Twitch, because I mean I still do my double spin, but I do have a suggestion box here too. I do have a fucking hell. Yeah. So if y'all have any suggestions, just put it in there, because I forget. I forget 100%. So the next game that I'm going to play, guaranteed, is Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake. So without a doubt, Metal Gear Solid Delta is the next game I'm playing. And I'm not playing it until I get back from vacation, because I'm not going to start a game and then quit it halfway through, because it comes out on the 28th. I leave to go on vacation on the 4th, and I don't come back until the 11th. So, yeah. But that is 100% my next game, without a doubt. Hitting pause is hard for those with autism, bro. It'd be different if I was going for like a weekend, but I'm going for fucking 7 days. That's a long break in between. But all right. So we're gonna roll for the game I'm playing after for the game that I'm playing after Metal Gear. Well, hold on, let me make sure. Wait, what about Ninja Gaiden? No, I'm playing Ninja Gaiden, the new one. Or Ninja Gaiden, or Ninja Gaiden 4. Ninja Gaiden 4 comes out October 21st. This Ninja Ragebound, I think Yeah, no. So what I meant by is I'm definitely playing Ninja Gaiden Ragebound today, without a doubt. I'm starting that game today. But what I meant was after Ninja Gaiden, I'm playing Metal Gear. That's my next game after Ninja Gaiden. There's gonna be nothing in between those two. But I want to figure out what I'm gonna. Well, fuck, I'll figure that out later. I ain't gotta do that shit now. No Fortnite. We tried playing Fortnite yesterday. That did not go well. All right. I already looked. I already looked. I don't think I'm getting any cheaper than this. I mean, the game's fucking $22. Yeah, that's what I did want to pull this over. Yeah, it's literally cheaper for me to get it on Steam than it is to go anywhere else. Boom. Let's get to it. All right, let me go change this shit first. Is there a way that I can like end this YouTube live and then start a new one? Let's see.